Hello everyone, this is Ghetto Mozart. We're playing some Schedule 1 today, and I'd like to go over the top 3 frequently asked questions that I've seen from forums or from the Discord. Now, these might be, or might seem pretty basic, but in my opinion, these are super important things. So first, right off the bat, dealers. Probably the number one thing I see, my dealers aren't selling. Now, this is version, what version is this? 0.3.6 F5. This is not the beta, this is just regular Schedule 1. So, in this patch already, Brad does not sell after the first day. So, let's ignore Brad in this example. And I have seen a lot of people have problems with Molly. I have not had this issue yet, but Brad for sure. Brad, now I haven't been on this world for a minute, so he does have some cash on him, but Brad does not sell well after the first day. It's a bug for this patch. So yeah, the biggest issue is dealers not selling. Now I did load on my regular world just to show you that my dealers are selling really well, but here's why. So if we go to products, now I do have my dealers set up. Oh, huge lag. I do have my dealers set up for customers and their preferred affinities or preferred drug. So let's just use Bio Donut. This is what I named my Coke 8 mix product. Asking price $9.99. Again, this is the highest that you can have it is $9.99. But you'll see that suggested is only $651. So the biggest issue for dealers not selling is this asking price is too high. Now I have it maxed out because this is my main world. I'm Kingpin 50 something. All my relationships with all the customers are really high, and they're all highly addicted. All the customers are highly addictive. So the three things you want: addiction, you want your rank up because the customers will be able to spend more daily if you have your rank up, and then the relationship. Now I'll show that real quick. If we just zoom out, you can see relationships 100 for Mick, addiction 100. All of these customers that I'm dealing to should be pretty highly addicted, pretty good relationship. Now if we get up over to these ones, these are the big buyers. So yeah, that is how you start setting your price and how to think about this. Now to actually set the price, right off the bat, just do the suggested. If you're just starting out, just do the suggested price, and once their relationship gets up or their addiction gets up, start to raise that a little bit. Now you'll see the max I have on these is about 1.5 or 1.6 above the suggested price. So never double the suggested price. I've never had success with that. Always do at max about 1.5 or 1.6 times the suggested price. And yeah, it works out great. As you can see, most of my dealers have a ton of money on them. But yeah, that is dealers not selling. Usually the price is just too high. Alright, the second most frequently asked question I've seen is workers are stuck or not working. So worker troubleshooting probably. So let's go over some of the things I do. Right off the bat, if someone's not working, now there's nothing for these workers to do. And I have not, knock on wood, I have not had a stuck worker in a while. But these are the things I check. So let's just use Walter here for an example. First, I always check his inventory. Now, unless they're actively in a route, they should not have anything in their inventory. So if they're all just hanging out here, all of these handlers or workers' inventories should be empty. So Walter here did have some stuff in here. This would prevent him from working correctly. So right off the bat, check the inventory. Could be an easy fix. Secondly, another easy fix, and you'll see these on the load screens. You punch your employees. Now, I do that once in a while just to keep them in line. But yeah, they're acting up, trying to steal. He's got a sad face with me now, but punch him. Don't knock him out. Just punch them. Now, as far as pathing goes, I will show you how I do this. So let me get a rack or something. I like to use a piece of furniture or a station or something to measure this, but in the barn we shouldn't have any issue. Let's go maybe to a more compact build like the storage unit. So here I think we can demonstrate this a little bit better, but we want a 2x2 walking path anywhere our workers are going to be. Wow, it is super loud in there. Let's pause this. Alright. But yeah, as you can see, I have a 2x2 walking area all the way around, even in this corner here, 2x2. And yeah, I use a station or a piece of furniture to measure this. But let's get out of here. It's super loud in here. So 2x2 walking area is super important for all employees or workers. Now, sometimes these workers will get bugged. Let's go back to the barn. Or stuck on one of their stations. Now, a perfect example of this is a few weeks ago when I was building this. This station right here, the chemist would not interact with this. So for a while, I had to do this. You know, it really did not look good. But for a while, because the chemist wasn't working with this against the wall, I did change this. So moving stations sometimes helps. Sometimes it's not really the worker or the station, but the area. So yeah, I have had problems right here, like on the second little wall of the barn. I have had problems there. So that's another little tip. Try to move your workstations to a different location or area if your workers aren't interacting with it. And yeah, as far as workers go, that's about it. The only other thing I would suggest if none of this works is trying to move them to a different property and rehiring. So as you can see with the latest update, finish my latest task, and then the worker, wherever you send them to the new property, they'll literally walk there. They don't teleport. They walk all the way there. So that is the last tip for workers stuck or workers not doing anything. Hopefully those helped. Alright, the third frequently asked question I see is customers not buying or messaging you. Now, this could be several issues. And a side note here, if you go up to a customer and they just say good afternoon, nothing pops up for you to click on, you'll see that I actually have a deal set up already with Javier. See that right here? So he's actually walking to the deal or meetup location. And yeah, nothing will pop up. He'll just say hi or hello to you until he gets to, in this case, the south overpass. So let's wait for him to get there. Now sometimes, let's see if they do it. Sometimes Javier will be stuck. You see this? So this is another issue. Javier is actually in the location, but you can't select him or do anything or give him the product that he wants. Now, a lot of times, if you just kind of run towards or help push Javier along, yeah, you see that? So all I did is run or walk against him a little bit. He's moving just a little bit, and he's now in the right spot, and you can complete the deal. So just for this example, I just had a brick, I gave it to him. So yeah, that is if you already have a deal lined up, this will not pop up. And if they're in the right location, but they're a little bit off, just try to move them over. You can also punch them to kind of reset that location so they can accept the deal. Now, let's set the time. This is just my test world, by the way. So let's set the time to 8 a.m. Now, another issue with customers not buying kind of ties into the price is too high for the dealers as well. So, as you can see, let me get back to our Gorilla Death. This again, suggested price is 304. It's 485. Now, I have a ton of messages coming in. I just put this up for sale, but they love it because they're addicted to it. The asking price is okay, and we have good relationships. So the issue here would be if they're not messaging, it's probably the asking price is too high again. So if I had this something at, like, I don't know, you could try and max this out. I would not recommend this. Oh, that lagged out there for a second. But if I put this, for example, suggested 304, asking price $9.99, I will not get any any messages coming in to buy this. It's just way too high. I think there's a limit. You know, this can't go really over 2x. From my experience, it's very rare for any customer to buy 2 times over the suggested price. So yeah, this I left at like 485 and tons of incoming messages. So if customers aren't messaging you, try to lower that price on the product that you're selling them. Alright, and then the last little tip I have for you, it has to do with, again, customers not buying. Don't knock out your customers. That is kind of a funny tip. Sometimes people don't think about this though. Is if you knock out your customers, they only buy once a day anyways. So Lisa here, if you knock her out, she's not going to be able to buy till tomorrow. And it's only, what, 10 a.m.? So you have a good 22 hours before Lisa will even try to message you or your dealers. So unless you have to, don't knock out your customers, or at least wait till they order from you for once a day before you knock them out. But yeah, that's about it for the frequently asked questions. I hope these helped you. If they did, don't forget to like and sub, and have yourself a great day.